Trincão to Manchester United is a real thing. The tabloids are running with this. Manchester United are definitely in for Trincão from Sporting. Now, the situation with this is it's not really complex. Francisco Trincão, it's a player at Sporting. If you're wondering if you've heard the name and you remember the name and what you actually, what you're thinking right now is, where have I heard that before? I've seen this guy perform. Yeah, he was the one that was playing for Portugal. He was the one that was playing for Portugal the other night and scored 2 goals off the bench for them. He is hitting massive numbers for Sporting. We touched on him yesterday, and we talked about the possibility of Manchester United going in for Trincão. He's doing great for Portugal. Still not even a first-team regular. 2 years left to run on his contract at Sporting. A player that Ruben Amorim knows very well. He's an attacking, versatile, creative midfielder, so a 10. Trincão is a player that was loaned out to Sporting from Barcelona. Now, Barcelona's input into this is they can buy him back for 20 million. The release clause that Sporting have got on Trincão is 50 million right now to everybody else. So this is similar to what United did with Alvaro Fernandez. So when you look at Trincão, when you look at what he brings and the quality he is, 24 goal involvements just for Sporting. This is without the international involvements. Like you seen the other night, he came on off the bench, scored 2 goals. This is a player that Manchester United need to get their hands on. He has got everything that Ruben Amorim needs. His work rate, his skill, composure, vision. He's everything that Manchester United are looking for in that 10 role. And 50 million does seem a little bit steep for Manchester United right now. 50 million does seem like it's out of Manchester United's it's out of Manchester United's affordability from what we've got with minimal finances. And definitely being out of Europe could cause an issue for Manchester United with this one. Barcelona have got a sell-on clause with Trincão as well. Now, that could be an issue because it's going to mean that Sporting want to drive up the price to get as much money as possible. Because obviously, if they've only going to receive 50% of any sell-on profits for Trincão, then obviously it's not going to be that much and they can't really reinvest it back in. They've already sold players this season to Chelsea, as we know, recouping over 60 million already. And Sporting really are looking at their players right now. We know that they are a selling club. We know that they always sell players. One thing you can say is that with Man United, we do have a good relationship with Sporting. And there is a good communication between both clubs. Obviously, the Ruben factor and previous years of signings and what we've actually done business-wise with Sporting is there for everybody to see. But I think this one is interesting because Barcelona really can't afford to buy him back. They have their other options going forward that they need to, and their PSR situation is quite dire compared. So they are not really back in the market for Trincão for that 20 million. So I think we could possibly remove them. Look, they may think he's good enough to come back in. I can't see it at the moment with the way that their finances are. So there's an opportunity here. Manchester United, the reports are saying in several different columns today, including the Mirror and a few publications online, that United are not willing to pay the 50 million relief clause. They're willing to possibly go up to 35, 40 million. Now, that is the type of player Manchester United really need to be going for, I feel. I think it's a good player to get for United because it brings you that creativity and understanding. I don't mind Portuguese players. They all seem to do well for us. I'm just saying, obviously. And I want your comments in below on this one as well about Trincão. Would you rather buy Trincão or would you rather go and buy Tyler Dibling? Because that's the difference right now. Manchester United apparently have fallen down the pecking order and are behind the likes of Spurs and Manchester City for the signing of Tyler Dibling. Now, if Dibling is going to be 25 to 35, maybe even 40 million, some noises coming out on reports on Dibling and this transfer from Southampton. If they're driving a 40 million bargain, would you prefer to bring in a 25-year-old who is going to give you what? Let's just say 7 years. I'm not just saying this, but the Portuguese players, oh my God, like there is something in the water. They last forever, don't they? And when you look at the injury record for them all, for God's sake, like no one ever gets injured. Touch wood. Bruno Fernandes, Dalot, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, all of these type of players, like they're absolute beasts, aren't they? I think if you're looking at a 25-year-old who is doing it now, who is in the prime of his career, is that not what Manchester United need more than a Tyler Dibling? I'm just putting the argument across because I like Dibling and I would like United to invest. But how many times have we sat here on shows and said that Manchester United need to be buying ready-made quality players as well as younger potential players? We cannot just sit by and let these potential players find their feet. Ruben doesn't have time for that. The fans have lost patience for that. And where we love younger players coming through, would we not want our own younger players coming through at Manchester United? Would we not want our own youngsters coming through our academy? Players like Ibrahimoff, Scanlon, Bayankere, Obi Martin, you know what I mean? Like Sekou Kone as well. All of these players and more coming through at United, rather than giving somebody else a shed load of money for their players, i.e. Chris Rigg, Joe Bellingham. I mean, I like Hackney at Middlesbrough, and if you can get him at the right deal, I think it's a good buy for Manchester United. But when we're talking about the absolute quality and ready to go type of player, 2 years left on his contract and an opportunity this summer, if United can move on the players that are looking to move on. This is why Sancho yesterday was so significant, and why I went back at people who were coming at me for talking about Sancho and this deal being important for Manchester United to get right. Because 25 million for Sancho is money for Trincão or a player like that. 35, 40 million for Antony is money for Trincão. His wages are going to be nowhere near what them players are. Marcus Rashford being sold. This is where Manchester United make the room for players like Trincão. Because you could go and spend, let's say, 40 million on him, and then go and get Jonathan David on a free. That transforms Manchester United's attack in an instant for peanuts. Both players are on very affordable wages, and I think is where United need to be going. Look, go on then, Spurs and City. Go and take that young British talent and bring Dibling in, and Manchester United are licking their wounds a little bit, maybe. But honestly, I just think that United need to be buying that 25-year-old player. And if there's an option there, he knows Ruben Amorim, and there is a release clause, you know what? Go and invest in the pitch. And if you are fully invested into this Ineos and they want to make sure that Manchester United are competing again, then go out and spend that money on a player that is really going to change Manchester United now and will give us more than half a decade of quality going forward. 25 is the exact age type of player United need, and I think Trincão is 100% that player that definitely needs to be one of Manchester United's targets. And I'm buzzing that we're actually looking at players like this, because it does switch the focus away from looking to the future and actually feel like, you know what, we have got a future, but we do need something now. And Trincão is exactly the right type of player. Please do subscribe to Forever United TV. Give me your comments in on Trincão as well. Is he the right man for Manchester United? And obviously as well, give this video a like as well, everybody. Trincão to United, 40 million. Do we go for it? He'll be one of the 10s if he comes into Manchester.